Ladies and gentlemen, we have live in the studio here. You should be able to see him on the YouTube channel here. Bob Arnone with the Alabama Association of Sports Officials. Is that actually your work with the National Association of Sports Officials?
Yeah, with the Get It Right program, we've been trying to get some visibility with the National Association of Sports Officials. It's a nationwide organization that represents everybody from pros all the way down to rec league, and they designated the Get It Right football program as a game changer in the officiating industry back in 2014. So every year at the national conventions, I get 30 minutes of stage time to show everybody what our progress in the Get It Right program.
Right.
Well, give us a little background about yourself and what you actually, because you are actually an official right now in one of the organizations right around here. So.
Correct, yes. I just finished my 18th year officiating. And when I started getting into the officiating business, trying to understand those 750 rules in the rule book got to be pretty complicated, pretty hard. And coincidentally, I was working for a defense contractor that was doing modeling and simulation work for the military. And I thought, boy, wouldn't it be a good idea if we could combine those two to make becoming an official a little bit easier process. So it's a Madden football-looking kind of a game that helps teach officials, and it helps coaches manage their players as well.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm looking around to know if somebody else had a question.
I'm just saying I got your website pulled up right now, and you can have a free 7-day trial available, and your software is available on you can go to the App Store on Apple and Google Play. So it's there to to get on, and I'm sure the pricing and everything's
pricing and everything's on there. We intentionally kept the prices low. We have a shortage of officials nationwide, so we're trying to reach out to them. So we wanted to make this as inexpensive as we possibly can. And as we reach out to coaches too, they always have tight budgets that they need to concern themselves with. So it's pretty affordable to them. So we've got like over 100 rules animated right now at the high school level, and the program only costs about $50 for them.
Wow. Now we have we've had a guest on the past, Cindy Feasel, wrote, her husband Grant suffered from CTE. Now, will this game right here, I was looking at illegal recommend rules to consider. Could you use this to show younger players how to avoid maybe the head-to-head contact that is called targeting these days?
Yeah, no, we don't get into techniques and things like that, but we show them what is illegal.
What is illegal?
That because that's just as powerful as well to show them these are the things you should not do.
Right.
Because we use terms like leading with the crown of the helmet. What does that really mean when you try to explain that to the players? So here we can show them like spearing.
Yes.
There we've got using the crown of the helmet, going right into that player there.
And ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to see this, we're with Bob Arnone, and we'll have this on YouTube, and it'll be edited to where some of this stuff can be shown on TV. And like Babazak said, you can go to the website and
GetItRightTraining.com.
GetItRightTraining.com.
But we've talked about this earlier, Bob, off the air. But I help out with East Limestone. We're one of the few schools that use instant replay.
Right.
And how do y'all feel about that? Are y'all liking that, or do y'all think that's an infringement on your what y'all are calling?
No, that's if anything, there's a validation of it. That so many things happen so quickly out there. We have to make the call immediately based on what we see. And I'll tell you that personally, when I'm finished doing a game on a Friday night, I'm always going home thinking about, I can't wait to see the film because there's 3 plays that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Did I get those right? No pun intended, but did I get them right? And to give us the opportunity to correct something right there during the course of the game is great. So it's always helpful to have that second set of eyes. We only get one time to look at something during the game. So the instant replay gives us that opportunity to look at it one more time.
And I just don't understand why more teams, like I said, we were one of the I don't think there was more than 1 or 2 teams in the whole North Alabama area that had instant replay. Right. And it just seems to me like more schools, like you said, you mentioned, I think in Hazelgreen there was a critical play in the playoffs, and now they're rethinking about wanting to, get this. It would just seem to me like the schools, it would benefit them. I know it's a lot of wear and tear. You got to have somebody to run it and do it. But in the end, if it's a critical play, it not only not helps them, but it helps y'all get it right.
Absolutely. So no, that I'm not intimidated by that at all.
Do you work more with coaches or more with future officials?
Well, right now we're doing more with the officials, because I started building the program with a focus on the officials, because we're working on mechanics, we're working on evaluations, and all those sorts of things. But now that I've got over 100 rules animated, we have an opportunity now to start working with coaches, and especially down at the youth league level. We have the animation showing a chop block. If you're talking to an 8-year-old kid saying, well, that's one player hitting high, another player hitting low, I mean, what really went into that kid's head?
Right.
So now we can show this to them over and over without anyone getting hurt.
Yeah, I see where you say you recommend, rules y'all have got that you show blindside block, chop block, clipping, horse collar, and illegal helmet contact. I know I was even watching the Auburn game maybe yesterday. It was that or maybe the game after, and there was one play that looked like it was a horse collar, but the referee didn't. It was the game after,
yep.
And it looked like it was a horse collar, but the referees didn't call it. So sometimes you wonder what actually is a horse collar and what is not a horse collar.
And along the same side as that, there was also in another game where a gentleman was grabbed, not by the face mask, but the way he was grabbed and tackled, it swung around. It looked like a face mask, so they were able to go back and replay that.
Right. Yeah, so that's where mechanics get to be a pretty key part of all this, because if we're positioned correctly on the field, we have the different angles that we need to see various things. Because it's real easy with these players being larger and faster that you could have somebody standing between you and the player that is being grabbed by the face mask, where somebody in the middle of the field would have that inside-out look and be able to pick that up. So it becomes a lot of discipline, watching your angles, watching where you're supposed to be on the field, where as a team of officials out there on the field, we can pick that up.
How would a person who was interesting, let's say you went to college, you played high school ball, you need some extra money, but you wasn't good enough to play college ball, but you want to still stay in touch with the game that you grew up and loved.
Yeah.
How would somebody become the official? Apply to become an official?
Yeah, that's I'll talk to you in the case of Alabama that you register with the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and then they'll get you in touch with the closest local association that you have. I mean, here we've got associations in Huntsville, Gunnersville, Decatur, out towards Florence. So we'll make sure that you're kind of close to home. And then you also register with them. Of course, I'm going to push the idea of signing up for the Get It Right program at GetItRightTraining.com. We have videos that show you where you're supposed to be on the field. We have videos that also talk about the rules, in addition to the animations that we have here. And it's a great example of a player that is obvious is not going to play in college, but wants to stay part of a game. You can make about $300 a week working.
That's not bad.
Yeah, working middle school games, rec league games, all that kind of stuff.
Can you pull up that screen that you had showing us earlier about the zones that each official is staring at?
And I was thinking about a game. It was I forgot what game it was, yesterday or the day before, where one of the officials got hurt, and he had to come out of the game. And I guess in college they have a guy on the sidelines to in high school. I know you don't have an extra official. Run that
one more time. I'll get a video here and maybe can post it for us.
But Bob, I think in college they do have an extra official on the side in case something happens.
We yes, in college you do, but also in high school. One of the things that we talk about during pregame is what happens if somebody gets hurt. In fact, in 2009, the opening game of the season, I broke my leg.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
We were, and what it was, I was out of position.
Wow.
And I got leg whipped and wound up landing on my ankle like I shouldn't have. At the time, we were working a 6-man crew, and then we just kind of converted it over to a 5-man crew. Now, when we go into the playoffs here in Alabama, we always have somebody designated to go out there on the field. So,
and a lot of times you're watching these games on TV, and your team has a running play that's just going right up the middle, and then there's the referee that just gets right in the middle of everything.
Yes.
We're like, get out of the way, ref.
That's usually the back judge, isn't it? That gets
usually it's the umpire.
The umpire. Okay.
That was the one that got knocked out.
Right.
It was the umpire. They was running a slant or something, and boom, he just got knocked, and he looked like he was going to be all right, and they said, no, come over the side. So then I guess it was one of the line judges, I think, had to move in his spot, so he was kind of out of place,
right?
And they were having to, different assignments. So I'm guessing you got to, as an official, you got to, as players have to learn different positions and everything. Y'all having to do the same thing.
We do. We certainly do. And those are the things we talked about during pregame. What happens if this position goes down? Who's going to fill in? But I tell you, some coaches, if you kind of get close enough to them, they'll tell you, just like a pick play. They know that umpire is there. Hey, why can't I take my tight end and have him cut right there in front of that umpire?
Exactly.
And you might be able to peel off that linebacker for a step or two. And that's all part of the game, as part of the strategy, and there you go.
Yeah. You guys are part of the field.
Oh, absolutely.
Play.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
So whatever happens, if you get tackled by an official running into him, you're down.
Yeah.
And I've seen this happen in the, I believe it was TCU Cal game, which was one of the worst college bowl games I've ever seen in my life. 9 interceptions. But one of the TCU, it was a sports information guy, got in the way of the ref running down the field. In 15-yard penalty.
15 yards.
And we've seen that happen in high school. We've had that happen. So I mean, y'all are having to kind of, I mean, we got guys that want to, get a little too close to the edge, but I mean, y'all have to patrol that because y'all have to run back and forth to when those guys run down the field, y'all having to run down there with them.
Yeah, that's it's all safety related. It's that's a 2-yard restricted area, as we call it. And whenever I'm working the sidelines, I kind of remind everybody over there, I might look old and everything, but I'm still 210 pounds running, and I'm not looking to see what's in front of me. So that momentum's going to catch up to you. You're standing still, and you got 210 pounds hitting you. Somebody's going to get hurt, and I'm not planning on that being me.
Well, we remember our man Cole Kubelik. He last year. Did you see that video where the referee bumped into him and turned around and looked like if he had a laser eyes, he'd have cut him right in the half.
We had
he
one
did
of our
not
coaches,
like that.
A few years ago at Ardmore, we had one of our coaches. He got got his head a little too far, and referee was running down. He got a little whacked, and he was laying up. He was seeing a few stars. He didn't know where he was at because he got in the way. I can't remember if they called a penalty or not, but I think he did get a sideline warning on that.
I've got a friend named Bob Morgan, and he's retired from Goodyear up in Ohio. He's actually in the Ohio Officiating Hall of Fame.
All right.
That's how long he's in. And those few years I officiated rec league basketball, he was a great source and a great guy to lean on. So.
Good.
But like I say, you're looking at this and it looks like a Madden game.
Yeah.
But I mean it's really there, and you got so many different things, and like I say, all the different plays that they could see during the game. You've got it outlined on that screen.
You said 100?
I got 100
animated.
Rules animated. And then we just kind of build off of these mechanics plays that we initially built. So, and we just continue to add content every year.
When I was talking to you the other day, we were talking about the different levels that officials and are officiating, and just like players, and you said that the youth level is about the worst.
It's when I talk to rec league administrators, I kind of start off by saying, how well do you trust these dad coaches that you have? And with all due respect to the dads and moms that are out there volunteering, where are they getting their information from? The last time I had pads on was 1971. Could I coach a team? Probably. But if I taught those players the same things that I was doing in 1971, those kids would be in the hospital and I'd be in jail.
Exactly.
But, hit with your head, don't drink water, take your salt tablets, do all those sorts of things.
You take your water pill if you're overweight.
If you get knocked out, can you see 2 fingers? You're good. Go back out.
Yeah. I mean, been there. And so what happens now is that, we have this rule book, 750 rules, and by the way, you got practice on Monday. So what are you going to do? And maybe even worse, though, watching the games today and watching the NFL games on Sunday saying, oh, wow, I can have my kids do this. Well, no, you can't, because the rules are different, because the kids are smaller. We want to keep them safe. So the rules are designed to help keep those kids safe. One of the things that confuses people at the high school level is, the athletes are just amazing each year that you watch them, that you just watch them hurdle somebody. And everybody's just like, that's great.
You can't do it.
And we'll throw in a flag.
Yep.
Well, why? Well, you can do it in college. You can't do it in high school.
Carry-On got a penalty when he was at Madison Academy for hurdling a guy.
So
that was you? He hurdled you? Or you throw the penalty? Yeah. Well, it was the rule.
So it's those kind of things that we really need to help, especially at the youth league level, because of course what these dad coaches want to do is try to put together their schemes to try to win the game on Saturday morning and things like that, and they may not always get the opportunity to talk about safety-related rules. So that's.
And you always see the videos of the youth league coaches, the ones always getting into brawls.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about the coaches, but I imagine the fans at that level are probably worse than any other level.
They are. I've done rec league baseball, I know.
Because Nick Saban and Gus Malzahn go to every rec league and middle school game in the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
Just ask any parent out there.
Yeah, they want to catch the next Tua Tagovailoa or the next Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah. So
they're going to hit them kids.
We throw a flag on little Johnny, who's 8 years old, and all of a sudden the parents are going nuts. And he's no longer going to be a 5-star recruit. Oh, man,
that's just shot that scholarship just out of the window.
Yeah,
they're doing.
So, this is the opportunity for us to teach them. It's an instructional league. Let us help, educate them and things like that. And a lot of times, too, the parents, simply don't understand the rules either. Uncatchable ball, doesn't exist. Wait until you get in college. We'll worry about that. But so I've had the opportunity to speak to some of the parents, too. I went down to Fort Worth, Texas, and I talked to one of the youth leagues here in Huntsville. And I kind of told the parents, look, this is what we look for as officials. We're trying to keep your kids safe. The rules are different. This is how that happens. And, oh, by the way, when we're doing some of the larger schools, we may have a crew of 7 officials out there on the field. At the rec league, you may only have 3 or 4, but there's still 22 kids out there on the field moving around.
Right.
So how do we cover those? What do we watch for? It's really easy for us to miss some calls and things like that because really we're looking for safety as opposed to some of the rules that might affect the game.
How many states, you mentioned this off air earlier, how many states did you say you've got this program in now?
Right. The program is currently in 46 states, and we're also in 11 countries.
Wow.
A lot of the countries are picking up American-style football. They use NCAA rules. So yeah, we've it's not the volume that we're looking for yet, but it's pretty cool to say that we're in 11 states right now, or 11 countries right now.
That is very.
Who'd you bring with you over there?
It's Jason Elan. He's one of our officials. He was our lead trainer this year in North Alabama. And he's now our assigner, and he's just coming out of one of the Super 7 games that we just completed. And in fact, he did the 7A game.
And his own words, he's the one that threw the flag on Carry-On when he hurdled the guy.
Right.
So, yeah, all Auburn fans can hate him for that. No, I'm just kidding, Jason. I'm just playing.
You mentioned that doing Super 7. So how does that work out? Are the officials graded during the season, and if they're worthy enough, they will get the call? So how do they get picked to be doing something?
Yes, there's it's a process. It starts even early in the summer. That we start doing our meetings the first Sunday after the 4th of July. We meet every week. We have district camps. We have state camps. We do quizzes during the course of the year. We have to take a classification test. We take a certification test. All those things started rolling into play. We have state evaluators that show up at different games and they watch us. So we don't have a formal scoring process that you might find in the NFL or in college or something like that. But there is a process in place so that as we get into the playoffs, the district supervisors then start mixing us up and putting us into different games, and then we just kind of see how far we progress.
Okay.
So,
I always wondered how that worked,
And
how
then
they
some
got
of-
to call the big games.
And then, not to go into the details, but on the other end of the spectrum, some of the ones that continually are pain in the rear ends to these coaches, get cold sooner or later. So.
Right. And they eventually weed themselves out.
Oh, that's great.
So once again, so how do people look? How can they find about your training? And I believe also you can go on your apps and get it also.
All the information's on getirighttraining.com. You buy the program there, you download it onto your laptop, desktop, whatever. And as we do the updates during the course of the year, you get those updates for free. You can also go to our YouTube channel, Get It Right Enterprises, and you can see what some of those rules and the videos that we generate off of the program look like.
And this has been around for how long?
Really, we started the company in 2012, but 2016 is when it really started to pick up.
Okay.
So we're relatively young. We're trying to get the word out, so I thank you all for letting me be on the show here today.
Man, thanks for coming.
It's starting to pick up.
That's great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been spending the last 30 minutes with Bob Arnone, Get It Right Enterprises, and find us on YouTube channel. We got a little video up there for you as well.
Yeah, Applebee's Tailgate Talk YouTube channel. When Tim gets it loaded, you can go see some of the video of like I said, listen, you look like you're playing a Madden game, but this is actual there for the officials to learn the place, be in the right spot, situation, because that's the key.
Got to be in the right position.
Be in the right spot. And those guys, after you've been doing it 20-something years, you know where to be.
You'll get a coach that's more aggravated at official not being in the correct spot to make the call than he will the actual call itself.
Yeah,
that was me back in the days of rec league basketball. So
well, and you're looking up at this graphic here, and it's got the different colors there. That and y'all might have covered this a while ago while I was taking pictures, but that shows what that particular official is supposed to be paying attention to.
Exactly.
So you wonder why an official, well, hey, why didn't you make that call that's right there next to you? Well, he's looking somewhere that may be out of his scope there. Right.
The referees, the white hats out there on the field, they're when you try to watch that from up in the stands, it might be something that looks like it's happening directly in front of him, but his focus is on that quarterback for safety purposes. So it's like, how did he miss that call? Well, not his job.
That's it.
Sorry.
That's awesome. Well, this has been very educational, Bob. Thanks, and we'll get you back here again.
Yeah.
Bring Jason back next time. We'll give him a microphone, and they can talk all about throwing that flag on carry on. So, no, I'm just playing, brother. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great interview. Come back. We're not done. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.